What's happening, people? My name is goukigod, and in this video I wanted to talk about how anti-consumer I think the Infinite Warfare closed beta is. The gameplay that you're watching in the background is some leftover clips from the COD vs COD RPG episode. I wanted to use something a little bit more relevant, but I don't have any gameplay footage of Infinite Warfare, and bloody Activision keep putting copyright strikes on the videos where I use their footage. Anyway. Now, I bitched about this 12 months ago when the Black Ops 3 beta was on, and Activision are taking the same approach this year with Infinite Warfare, and I think it may be safe to assume that it will be their approach for the next few games moving forward. So why do I find Call of Duty's closed betas so egregious? I mean, it's not like closed betas are uncommon, and just to be clear, Infinite Warfare's beta not being open to everybody is not what I take issue with here. My issue is that I don't think it's a beta. I think it's a demo disguised as a test and gated by a paywall. They just use the word beta because no one would pay to play a demo, right? So why do I think this is so anti-consumer? Well, anti-consumer practices are generally defined as those which benefit the company at the expense of the customer. In this case, it's quite literally at the expense of the customer, as you need to hand over money to help them test their product. I've talked about this before, so I'm not going to bang on too long about it, but basically my question is, why should we as the consumers have to pay to do the company a favor? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up again is because of how few people have pre-ordered the game this year. If you're not aware, the only way to get access to the beta, if you're not a YouTube celebrity, is by pre-ordering. Now, this is unlike a lot of the other big games, including its direct competitors Battlefield 1 and Titanfall. Incidentally, both Battlefield 1 and Overwatch broke records this year with a number of players in their open betas. Last year, apparently Black Ops 3 broke records for the most amount of players on a beta for the PS4. This apparently beat out other previous big betas such as Destiny and Battlefield Hardline. But this year, if beta numbers are predominantly tied to pre-orders, then this would mean a very low number of players indeed. Possibly even under 1 million if the stats from VG charts are accurate. This might mean that we see a last-minute change of heart by Activision and they decide to open it up to the public. Or maybe they'll start handing out more free access codes. But I think if they continue holding beta access behind a paywall, it puts a question mark on the legitimacy of this test, at least I think anyway. And the reason for me thinking this is basically, for a test you want as many people as possible to help. You want lots of people to help stress test the netcode, the servers, and to help find bugs. More testers means that you can find more issues much faster. Now, this to me confirms that the beta is just a marketing campaign and a method for them to boost pre-order sales rather than a genuine beta test. Now, like I said, closed betas aren't uncommon, but they're generally used when there's still lots of issues with the product that would prevent it from being rolled out at a large scale. Given how close to launch the beta is, this does seem pretty unlikely. It's also not uncommon for betas to be used for marketing purposes as well as testing. In fact, I think this makes a lot of sense from a business point of view because if you're conducting this test anyway, why not just kill two birds with one stone? Giving millions of people a chance to try your product will almost certainly guarantee additional sales over traditional marketing alone, unless of course the game is terrible. Activision's approach is essentially, show me the money. Now, the past 12 months have been anything but smooth sailing for Activision and the Call of Duty franchise. I mean, we've had the supply drops controversy, we've had a lackluster response to Infinite Warfare, and we've had controversy surrounding the bundling of Modern Warfare Remastered with Infinite Warfare. So I think it's a huge missed opportunity for them to close the beta, and right now Activision really need to show some good faith to their fans, and an open beta would be an excellent step in the right direction. Also, considering how many people are skeptical of this year's game, it makes a lot of sense to let people play it. I mean, it's unlikely that you'll turn people who are already sold on the game off, and skeptics who would otherwise not pay to play might be converted. Even if it's still a very small percentage of conversions, it's still more than none. I really don't understand how Activision don't see this as an opportunity to convert skeptics, because if you convert a skeptic, that is so much more powerful than converting any other gamer. Someone who's really against the game and really vocal about it who got turned around might be equally as vocal about singing the game's praises. I mean, if you think about it, have you ever been handed a product for free? Maybe it was at a train station or a bus stop or at a festival or something like that, like a sample product, a product that you probably never would have tried before, but after tasting it this one time, you started buying it on a regular basis. It's a successful marketing strategy that obviously works because otherwise they wouldn't keep doing it, and I think the same rings true here. Now, I know it must seem like I'm very anti-Call of Duty at the moment, but trust me when I say that this comes from my love for the franchise. I hate to see a good series marred by poor business decisions and greed. Anyway, let me know what you think. Are you totally happy with the way that Call of Duty have been conducting their betas? Are you someone who's pre-ordered and has access to the beta coming up? And if so, I'd like to hear your thoughts. As you know, I'm very anti-pre-order as well, so the two things really don't gel with me. So it's probably no surprise that I'm not going to pre-order and play the beta this year. But anyway, that's all I've got for you in this video. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'm out.